passed in the garden where Adam was placed at, because Adam was the first man.
Yeah.
The 4 rivers can pass Israel. So the original Garden of Eden was in the same area, the promised land. That's another thing they did in media to get us thrown off, talking about they found the first bones of man in Africa. Hold up, the first bones? Where'd they find Adam? Where'd they find Adam at? See, you have to really examine what they try to do. They find out that they know that we're finding out that we're Israel, so they wanted to point us back to Africa again. So to make us proud, yeah, I think the original man started in Africa. We found some bones. Where did they find Adam at, brother? Thank you, brother. See, they did that to make us go right back to Africa when we're not Africans. We ran into Africa in 70 AD, running from the Romans. See, if we get away from Africa and realizing we're Israelites, now we're the problem. Because there's people playing us. There's people in Israel right now playing us. So then we can point the fingers to the culprit. Once we realize who we are, we go, okay, so who are these guys? We're not Africans. Africans, there's 4 families of Africans. Ethiopians, Egyptians, North Africans, and South Africans. South Africans are Canaanites. North Africans are Pewit. We're not from any of those 4 families. We don't look like them. We don't act like them.
I'm sorry, say that one more time about the North and South Africans.
You have the Ethiopians, Egyptians, the Canaanites, which are South Africans, and Phut, P-H-U-T, which is North Africans. There's 4 families, and they're nothing like us. To prove to you that we must have been dark-skinned, the Ethiopians and the Egyptians are Africans. And they were ruling over who? Israelites. So in order for Moses to pass as a king, a prince in Pharaoh's house, he must have been what? A black man. Okay? So they had to hide that. To let you know the Israelites are also dark-skinned people. We ran into Africa, running from the Europeans when they took down our land in 70 AD. That's another thing. They thought we wasn't going to study. The Lord put the Spirit on us to find this information, brothers and sisters. You are the people. The Africans don't like you. I'm still trying to figure out how we're holding to these Africans like this, and they make it clear that they have nothing to do with you.
Is it because they know their history and we don't?
Thank you, brother.
There you go.
Let me tell you, they got the history of wars when the Lord used to send us to take them down. 1,000 men would take out 20,000 of them. We lost our history. They didn't lose that.
I'm a little confused now. Okay, you say that we wasn't in Africa. We didn't.
No, we ran into Africa. That means we didn't start in Africa, sister. We ran into Africa.
Okay, and then the white man came down, got slaves, brought them over to America, and then from there, a lot of the blacks, the white man raped black women and stuff like that. So that's sometimes confused me about the blackness, about us being full.
Who got the Babylon?
Being full black. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
as far as slavery.
See, but this is what it is. And that is a good analogy. And Christ gave that example in the parables. Okay? But I'm gonna tell you this. Every time a black man has sex, he don't have a kid. Okay? The Lord tell you that Esau, he made them small among the heathen. They got a low sperm count. They can't have as many children as we can. Okay?
When you say they, who are you referring to?
Huh?
When you say they, who are you referring to?
When I'm saying Europeans, because that's what she was talking about.
Right.
Okay?
So Esau
is the white man. He's Edom or Esau, our bad twin brother in the scriptures. Edomites. So when they took us over, all right, just because a woman got raped doesn't mean she have a kid every time. When you have sex, don't mean you having kids like that. So they wasn't really, and a lot of these midwives were killing a lot of these slave babies that was coming out, that was being raped by these white women. white men. They was killing, these midwives were killing a lot of them. So yeah, there was some that came through, but it's not as many as publicized. But going back to Africa, we didn't start in Africa. We ran into Africa in 70 AD. And I'm going to go into that a little later. I don't want to get too far off the beaten path. Right. Okay? We ran into Africa in 70 AD. We didn't mix ourselves with the African races. We took the land that was fertile, that they wasn't using. And we kept our culture on the Ivory Coast, primarily on the Ivory Coast, Sierra Leone, Nigeria, Ghana, all those areas are Israelites. So we didn't mix ourselves with them. We separated ourselves because they were walking around like heathens. Don't forget, this country didn't get any technology until we were brought over here. Okay?
Well, didn't they take Africans to navigate the ships?
Absolutely.
Because they didn't know how to navigate?
You're absolutely correct.
They captured Africans to navigate the ships.
You're right. See, but these was not just, what I'm saying is you're right, but what we do is we concentrate on the continent opposed to the people in the continent. Just because you're born on a land doesn't make you the people of the land.
Right.
What we're trying to show here is that we didn't start in Africa. We were in the promised land until the Romans, Vespasian and his son Titus, took us down in 70 AD. That was our last stand in Jerusalem.
Well, what was the reason for us to come out of the land that we were in into Africa?
Let's get that. No, get Luke. Yeah, Luke 20 and 19. Christ will show the reason why. We're going to read it.
Know that
We'll show it.
Luke 2019 or
20 and 19.
Okay.
We're going to show it. Christ's going to read it. Christ's going to tell you.
2019.
You got it? Luke, let me get it. 21. Start at 19. Start at 19. Luke 21. We're going to show you how he got in Africa. Christ talked about it. Read.
In your patience possess ye your souls.
The Lord says, with our patience, we must possess our souls. Go ahead.
And when you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies.
The Lord says, when you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies. Where that Babylon and Timbuktu book at? Do I have it? Don't worry about it. I get it later. Go ahead.
And when you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh.
Know that the desolation is near. So he was warning his people that was left in Jerusalem. Read.
Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains.
Flee to where?
Flee to the mountains.
Flee to the mountains. Those mountains are between Europe and Africa, which is the Atlas Mountains. We fled over the mountains into Africa. Read.
And let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let not them that are in the countries enter therein too. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days.
The Lord says, woe to them that are with child or give suck. Our children were being slaughtered because they had to run while the Romans were killing them. There was a high level of Centurion and Roman occupation within our land. Those that took heed of Christ's prophecy, when they seen the Romans all amongst us with their armies and a lot of activity, they say it's time to leave. That's when they started going around Morocco into Africa. Taking heed to Christ's prophecy, brother. That's a good question.
So you say we started in Jerusalem?
We started in Jerusalem.
And then came down into...
We ran into Africa. We went to the eastern parts, and eventually we settled on the Ivory Coast, the western parts of Africa. Now I'm going to give you something else, sister. You might think that it was the white people that brought that was actually taking us from the shores. That movie Roots was really watered down. It was the Hamitic people, which are the pure Africans, and the Arabs grounded us up. That was the high